Welcome to Buzzed and Baffled, the podcast where the wine is flowing, the stories get weird, and we try our best to keep the chaos to a minimum. Try being the keyword.
Before we jump in, a quick behind the scenes truth. Producing the show is basically an Olympic sport. Between being the media manager, the sound engineer, the editor, and trying to control her own voice volume, which, let's be honest, Nicole's has the natural power of a small megaphone, things can get a little unpredictable. So if you hear the occasional mic spike, just know it's not your headphones. It's Nicole living her best and loudest life.
Disclaimer: we're not experts, just two curious humans with wine in hand and an enthusiasm for the bizarre. Some topics may be dark, sensitive, or downright strange, so listener discretion is advised. And remember, everything you hear is for entertainment only, so take the story seriously, just not too seriously.
And any opinions shared on this podcast are our own and not reflective of any third party.
Now, pour a glass, settle in, and get ready to be buzzed and baffled. Okay, now we're recording.
Now we're recording. You finally done with your dinner wine?
I'm done with my dinner wine. I'm ready to move on to pod wine.
Pod wine.
So everybody knows Kyla's coming for my crown tonight.
Mhm.
She's very sure that she's going to win.
I'm pretty sure. There's a couple of things in here that I think you're going to be like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are they some of your favorite things?
No. Nicole. No, they are not.
Are these guys all eugenicists?
No, there's no eugenics in this story.
Like, these three men who are very white and very middle-aged are like trying to like keep down women and minorities, and that's why you love the story so much.
Oh my God. No. I do have a I don't want to say, it's not a personal, it's a personal tie, a semi-personal tie to one of the men up there.
Is this like your cousin or something?
No, it's not. It's not
Okay.
like that close, but it'll all be revealed at the end.
I ordered your special scissors. They're in the mail right now.
Good.
They say good news, Kyla, on them.
They don't say the wrong thing
They don't say, hey, Kyla, good news.
or some variation of that insisting you're right.
Nope. It says, hey, well, I only had so much room because they're scissors. Like, granted, they're 12-inch scissors because I know you wanted the biggest scissors possible.
God, I didn't want any scissors, first of all.
They're giant sewing scissors.
Sewing scissors. I do love, there's something about when they cut the fabric.
And it
like,
makes that
that
noise.
like tickles the inside of my brain
It's
in a
this-
way.
It's the same noise that a paper cutter from when we were in
Mhm.
elementary school makes. That
Yeah.
noise. It's so satisfying.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, it's so good. So we had a somewhat themed dinner, and I have a somewhat themed wine.
Because we're in Wisconsin.
Yes, Wisconsin, Nicole's homeland.
But I very much do not like brats. So
Yeah. What the fuck?
I like hot dogs, but I don't like brats.
Have you had a Johnsonville brat?
I've had all kinds of brats, and I hate them all.
Not a fan of the wiener?
Don't like wiener. I don't have an obsession with tube meats like some people. So.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that because she's going to come right for me.
Uh-huh. But what we know now is Kyla loves wieners of all shapes
Yeah, I
and
do.
sizes. A foot long.
I don't care.
A
Give it-
tiny
yep.
little smoky.
Yep. Don't care.
She's indiscriminate in her wiener loving.
The sad thing is you are not wrong. I'll eat a little smoky. I'll eat a foot long. I'll eat a bratwurst. I'll eat a knockwurst. I'll eat anything.
What the hell's a knockwurst?
A German sausage.
Isn't that what a bratwurst is?
No, it's a different mix of meat and spices.
Oh, okay. I might like that. I've never had one.
I think it's more on the pork side. I can't remember. I've had it before, but they're good.
What are brats made out of?
It's like the ratio
Okay.
of like spice and meat and stuff.
Well, and I think it's specifically the spices in broths that I don't like.
Mm.
If they boil it in beer, it's like a little bit better, but like not by much.
I do like hot dogs better than bratwurst, but I do really like bratwurst.
If I have to choose, I'm taking a hot dog hands down. Like if the brat is the only thing there, I'll like pick at it, but I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, so Nicole had to make my attempt at themed dinner very difficult because I really just wanted to like cook up some brats
I offered pot roast, which is very Midwest.
and gross.
Who doesn't like a pot roast?
Everybody.
Everybody loves pot
No,
roast.
pot roast is disgusting and it's stringy and it gets in my teeth and I hate it.
Is it because it gets in your teeth?
Yes,
Okay.
1000%.
What if I made a really chewy pot roast?
So chewy, it can't get in my teeth.
Like it's impossible.
I think you're underestimating the nooks and crannies of my teeth
Okay.
because every time after we eat dinner, I have to go floss.
You're so weird.
No, I have to go floss because there's shit stuck in my teeth.
Why don't you just brush your teeth and not rinse your mouth afterwards, and then you'd be fine?
Joke's on you. That's already what I do.
Gross. Let me see this wine.
Read this wine.
We're drinking an organic since 1989. Was it not organic before that?
I don't know. It's also vegan, which I
Is
would
it
have
all
assumed
wine?
all wine was, but I don't
Is
know.
it all wine vegan?
I don't know.
But it's our daily red. Oh, is this some kind of like religious?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
Oh, the man in the white priestly collar didn't lean you into
I
this
thought
big.
I thought it was an ugly sweater. I didn't know. Well, you know, all that time I spend in church,
Yeah.
especially Catholic churches.
To be fair, I did not write father or priest up there next to his name.
No. But I thought it was just an ugly sweater. But now I see it.
Yeah. That's why I found this.
I still stand by my theory that he eats the middle one in some shape or form.
You're wrong, but okay.
So we're drinking our daily red, an organic red blend from California. No added sulfates. May contain naturally occurring sulfates. Our daily wines are USDA organic, meeting the highest standards in producing organic wine. Our wine, who's we?
I don't know.
It doesn't say
I only
that here.
literally only picked this because it had like a pun about religion.
Okay. Our wines allow grapes to shine through in a delicious expression of the vineyards in which they're grown. It does not say where these vineyards are.
I think it does if you read down further.
This red blend has juicy notes of raspberry and cherry layered with delicate aromas of violets. Enjoy within 1 day of opening.
It's because there's no sulfites in it.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if it says. So it's from Napa by certified organic farmers. So it's probably like wine soup where like a bunch of organic
Yeah.
grapes are like thrown in. And it's 13% alcohol.
Yeah, I got it from Econo.
Like the label looks like it would be from like Trader Joe's or
Mhm.
something.
It's a screw top red, which is something we don't have a lot. But I knew I wasn't going to be able to find any like sassy.
Yeah.
Because no corporations don't want to make fun of religion. I will, but
I will.
they don't want to. So that was the closest. And I was also on my lunch break when I was just like buying a whole bunch of wine at Econo.
I've got on my lunch break to Econo and just like bought Boda boxes and threw them in my car. Like it's cold enough. These will be chilled by the time I get home.
Yeah, I was on a roll. I got this, and for my next 2 pods, my bottles of wine chose already.
Okay, so
It's
doesn't-
smoky.
it's smoky, not juicy smelling.
What year was this from? Probably doesn't say.
2023.
Is that when the fire was?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah.
No, it's like early 2000s, so it might be the smoky undertones of
Because
that.
there was a fire. Well, I think it was 2020. It was like the same time as COVID that they had that fire. But
But I mean, that's still going to take
mm-hmm.
an effect. I would not call it juicy.
No,
It's very dry.
it's dry. It's kind of thin,
Mm-hmm.
kind of watery. Like it's. This is a
It actually,
fine
like-
table wine.
Like, and it very much dries your tongue
Yeah.
out after it hits.
And by fine, I don't mean very fancy. I mean like passable.
Like if I had the right meal, like drinking this with our steaks would have been good because the steaks were very fatty.
Yeah, this is
With all that butter we threw on top.
there was a lot of salt and butter in there. That's why it was so good. But yeah, I mean it's okay.
This tastes what I expect church wine to taste like.
I was like, I wonder if I can get my hands on some communion wine. And then I was like, probably not.
But if you're gonna do that, I also want you to get the wafers because I want to know what church wafers taste like so bad. I've never had them.
I'm guessing they taste like those crackers from the co-op.
The rice crackers?
Yeah.
But they look thinner. And I don't think there's seeds in them.
There's no seeds in the body of Christ.
I'm assuming not. If there is, I got some questions.
He's not whole grain.
No.
We could just order some, you know.
Ooh.
You can like just buy them.
And they won't be blessed, so I could actually eat them and I won't burst into flames.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, since I have to order the tennis shoes for Ken Allen, the orangutan we drunk ordered last weekend.
Orangutan puppet.
Yeah, not an actual
one. Because some of our dear readers might think, hey, wait a minute. This isn't a Tiger King scenario.
That sounds exactly like something Nicole would do.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a big yard. This will be fine.
The dogs are like, what?
Lana's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, it's much more forward on the front of the tongue, and then it just disappears into nothing.
Yeah. I think this would be really good with cheesecake.
Yeah, because it's not too
like it's got to be fatty and very
yeah.
sweet.
This is fine. I mean, for like the $11 it was or whatever.
Yeah. So tell me how you're coming for my crown so I can deny you.
Well, okay, so this is episode 49. And I have titled it Homicide in Hudson because ChatGPT was not giving me what I wanted.
You couldn't come up with like a really good like Catholic-based one? Something about nailing someone to the cross or something?
No. And also when I asked ChatGPT, this is not a murder that is like on TV shows and stuff. So I think it wasn't able to pull a lot of information from the internet immediately. So it was just like making shit up.
I'm also thinking that maybe your ChatGPT is not as jaded as my ChatGPT.
I should also try it on my laptop where I usually do it and not on my phone where it was like, what are you talking about, girl? Because on my laptop, it's like, oh, in line with your other ones.
Well, aren't your ChatGPTs linked because you're logged
I didn't log in to this one.
If I can just ask it something and it knows now when I'm doing something for the pod and when I'm not doing something, it's like, hey, girl, is this for something different? And then it like does it accordingly.
We are heading to Hudson, Wisconsin, which you can see there on the map. It's
right next to St. Paul.
Yeah, it's across the St. Croix River from St. Paul.
Are we going to be driving through Hudson when we go
to
Lady Gaga?
Not intentionally.
Okay.
We'll be coming in from the north when we go to see Lady Gaga. But yeah, it's right there. I've actually been to Hudson, Wisconsin for a wedding. And my friend Jody, who you'll meet when we go to Lady Gaga, did her undergrad at UW River Falls, which is right there.
Okay.
River Falls is right next to Hudson.
Shout out to Jody.
Jody! Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I don't know how terrible it could be. I've had some real bangers.
Well,
is he pulling grapes off the same vine?
I haven't done a murder in a long time. And I was like, this is a real hit to get back in.
Okay.
On February 5th, 2002, the St. Croix County Medical Examiner stopped by the O'Connell Family Funeral Home in Hudson, Wisconsin to pick up a death certificate.
And so that's Dan O'Connell from the O'Connell Funeral Home.
Correct.
He's got a mustache that everyone needs to see.
Yeah,
it's
we'll put
impressive.
These pictures on buzzandbaffled.net. He found funeral director Daniel O'Connell and intern James Ellison shot to death in Dan's office.
Uh-oh.
Did you solve the crime?
Is it Ryan? Did Ryan do it?
Dan had been killed behind his own desk, shot in the head with a 9mm pistol, dying instantly. James was shot in the back, and it looked like he was running towards the door.
So it wasn't a murder-suicide.
No.
Okay.
His body was slumped over a chair, and a bullet casing was underneath him.
I guess it could be Dan could have shot James and then shot himself.
Could be. It was clear from the scene that Dan had been the target.
So poor James was just collateral damage. He looks like a little bit of a doofus. He's wearing a very 1980s sweater.
Well, this is 2002.
Oh, no.
In Wisconsin.
Oh.
Wait till I tell you how old Dan O'Connell is.
Is he like 33?
39-year-old Dan O'Connell.
Jesus Christ, Dad.
We are the same age. Oh,
I
speaking of that,
I look younger than Dan.
when we were at Walmart earlier, this very kind old lady who's working the self checkout, she came over and she's like, "Oh, do you guys need any help?" She's like, "The way we do produce changed." I said, "Nope, we're good." And I said, "Oh, actually, we have alcohol, so if you want to just take care of that while we're here." So she's doing it, and she's like, "Oh, are either of you under 40?" And I was like, "Yeah, for a couple more weeks." And she's like, "Well, I have to see your ID." I was like, "I know." I was like, "Yes, a couple more weeks. I am." Way
At
to
least
rub it in, lady.
they don't ask me. They're just like, "Keep going,
Yeah.
lady."
Usually they don't. But she's like, I could have said no. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm 40. 39-year-old Dan O'Connell was a well-known, well-liked figure in Hudson. He was from one of the town's more prominent families.
Maybe you should grow a mustache like him, and then they wouldn't card
Don't
you.
laugh. I probably could with whatever hormone shit I got going on. I swear I'm like picking hairs out every day.
Oh no, do you have PCOS
I think I
happening?
might, yeah. Like I had to talk to like Dr. Sarah when I go see her in a couple weeks.
You got to start the estrogen like I did.
He was a Rotarian, active in his community, volunteering on the ambulance crew as an EMT,
Nerd.
and was described as gregarious and sociable.
Apparently not enough.
Following the 9/11 attacks, he organized a spaghetti dinner and raised $25,000 for New York fire, police, and ambulance services.
Okay, now I'm making fun of you, Dan, and you actually seem like you're a good person,
Yeah.
but you must have done something pretty shitty for people to shoot you in the face.
You heard it here first, folks. Nicole just said he must have done something shitty. We'll see how that plays out by the end of the story.
Oh no!
Dan was married.
I'm just like dreading what's coming now.
Dan was married and had 2 elementary-age children.
That's a rough 39.
It's a Wisconsin funeral director, 39. James Ellison was a personable, friendly 22-year-old mortuary science intern at the University of Minnesota, completing his clinical rotation at the O'Connell family funeral home. He was set to graduate in May of that year, so just a few months after
Wah,
he was
wah.
shot.
Did he go to the same school that you went to?
Yes,
Okay. Oh, that's the tie.
that's the tie.
Okay.
The murder shocked the town about 8,800 people.
Yeah, because like, when's the last time someone got shot in the face there?
Yeah. Marty Jensen was a police sergeant at the time, and he had never experienced a high-profile murder case. Working in a small town, he stated, quote, "We needed to balance what the community and the press wanted to know while keeping some facts and details of the case and the investigation secret. And paramount was dealing with the families. We knew that the key to unlocking what happened might come from someone who knew details we didn't release to the public."
Well, yeah,
End
because
quote.
the call normally comes from inside the house.
Everyone in the police department was committed to solving the crime, which makes sense because as when you work as a funeral director, you form relationships with all those agencies: fire,
Yeah.
police, ambulance.
Also, was the entire police agency 3 people?
It probably was.
Yeah.
They were asking anyone they encountered, whether through their law enforcement work or just like on their personal time at the grocery store,
Yeah.
if they knew anything about the murders. Early on, the department investigated the Rest of Jesus Ministries, a small Wisconsin-based religion who
What is
object
it called?
the Rest of Jesus.
Like
Like-
REST?
Yeah, like tired, like
Oh.
resting, not like
Like
the
not like-
remainder.
I'm like, well, where did the first part go? Is this like the top half or the bottom half?
They're a religion, and I'm using heavy air quotes for that. They're a cult.
Oh no, Ryan Erickson.
Who objected to embalming, believe it desecrated the body.
Well, I mean, technically it does. They're
Yeah.
not wrong.
The founder had previously been in the news for sending threatening letters to funeral homes in Eau Claire,
Oh no.
but no evidence linking the group to the murders ever surfaced. Another theory was that pot smokers tried to rob the funeral home of embalming fluid to spike their joints, but that was quickly dismissed as well.
First of all, if people are like stoners, killing people is pretty low on their list of
Yeah.
things that they're going to be willing to get up and do.
I remember when I wasn't in school yet, but once I started at the funeral home, my boss was like, "Oh yeah, there was the whole, panic about this." And he's like, "No, nobody's doing that. First of all, you don't have to have a license to buy embalming fluid. You can just buy it if you know where to get it."
Really?
Yeah.
I just ordered on Amazon.
I mean, not Amazon, but like it's not the end of the world to get. You don't have to like rob and kill people for it.
Well, 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 you heard it here first, people.
Also, I don't think anyone was actually like soaking their joints in embalming
No,
fluid.
that sounds like
That's
it would
going to
taste awful.
sting.
Yeah, it's gonna burn.
Yeah, that's not the high a pot smoker is looking for.
No. Like if you're stealing embalming fluid, it's for some kind of weird serial killer stuff, not joints.
They formally interviewed about 1,800 people and posted a $100,000 reward, but the police had no real suspects for nearly 2.5 years.
Wow.
There was little movement on the case until a seemingly unrelated investigation opened into the alleged sexual abuse of a teenage boy by a Catholic priest at St. Patrick's Church in Hudson,
I see you, Ryan.
the same church that Dan O'Connell attended.
Mm-hmm.
At the time of both the murders and the alleged sexual assault, Father Ryan Erickson was the associate pastor at St. Patrick's.
Mm.
In 2003, he was reassigned to a church in Ladysmith, Wisconsin,
It's never a good sign when you just reassign somebody.
and again in 2004 to a church in Hurley.
Hurley, Wisconsin?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Like down the road.
Yep, so just moving closer to us.
Mhm.
Is he still there? We could go make a visit.
You'll find out if he's still there. Ryan Erickson was born in Fond du Lac on January 17th, 1973. His father was a Vietnam veteran who worked as a prison guard and developed alcoholism due to his experiences in Vietnam.
Okay.
In high school, Erickson was involved in athletics.
He doesn't look like he
No.
was involved in athletics.
A wrestling teammate would later admit that he had been sexually assaulted by Erickson during their teen years.
Okay.
You could probably start peeling that crown off the wall right now.
No, we're just talking about like sodomy and sex abuse right now. Like I still got like time.
During his psychological examination prior to entering the seminary is preschool.
But also they do psychological evaluations. I didn't think that was something.
I mean, they do them.
Maybe not well.
Yeah. Erickson himself admitted to at least 2 instances of sexual contact. Once with a male cousin when he was 6 and the cousin was 4.
So he was the perp.
And once when he was 17 and the boy was 14.
So obviously you want to put him in charge of like youth programs and stuff in the Catholic
You
Church.
sure do.
God damn it, Catholic Church.
Young Ryan Erickson drank and had a violent temper. He bullied and intimidated younger students. I wrote intimidated younger students.
I mean, he probably also intimidated
did.
them.
He was cruel to animals,
Okay, so we're starting to get the trifecta
Uh-huh.
here.
filling gopher holes with water to force them above ground, waiting with a golf club in hand to hit them.
Jesus Christ, Ryan.
He threw cats in the air and shot at them. He made a mini electric chair to fry a gopher.
And the priesthood was like, yep, this is the one we want.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
When he was 17, his father was transferred from the area, and Erickson went to live with the priest so he could remain in his hometown and finish his last year of high school. It was during this time that he developed his strong religious beliefs, which, if challenged, would agitate him to the point of anger and aggression.
This reminds me of a relative I have.
In the summer of 1992, after graduating high school, Erickson met a boy at the Eagle Lake Resort where he spent summers with his family. Like a RV park kind of a thing. There, he met a 14-year-old boy and invited him into his camper.
A normal thing an adult man does.
Mhm. He molested the child and offered to perform oral sex, but the boy refused and went on to tell his mother, who contacted the police.
Good. So she's doing better than the Mormons.
Yeah. Mhm. By the time the investigation began, the boy was questioning his own sexuality and receiving therapy for emotional trauma.
Mhm.
The Vilas County District Attorney concluded he may not be a reliable witness and declined to file charges.
Obviously, a man who likes to torture animals and seeks out children to perp on them, you want to like not leave a paper trail.
Yeah. The DA was concerned that the burden of proof could not be met in the case. So he
What?
just didn't do it.
So why are the prosecutors always like, you know what? We're going to let it pass because this might be too much work.
This might be hard for us.
Mm-hmm.
The DA stated he wasn't convinced of Erickson's complete innocence, but, quote, the benefit of any doubt should be given to him, end quote, due to the fact that he was a seminarian in the Catholic Church.
No, you should automatically question because he was choosing to go into the seminary to be in the Catholic Church. That's like a point in the no category, not a point in the yes category. Assume guilt, not
Mhm.
innocence.
So Ryan Erickson's up in Hurley at this point.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's not up in Hurley. He's from the Hurley-ish areas. I don't remember where. Somewhere up there. Anyways, the Diocese of Superior
Mhm.
is the area that he grew up in. So the Diocese of Superior received the report about the alleged sexual contact or sexual assault at the campground. An investigation by the church into the incident concluded that, quote, the bishop has relieved Erickson of all responsibilities associated with young people and directed that he undergo another psychological examination, this time devoted entirely toward Erickson's sexual orientation and persuasion, end quote.
I think you need to look more at his psychopathy
Mhm.
and see if he has a personality disorder.
Erickson received therapy from Dr. George Planowski, who would indicate, quote, no significant reservations regarding Ryan's continuance as candidate for priestly study, end quote.
Was he a priest himself or was he a perp himself?
Well, he wasn't a priest, but I don't know
Okay.
what his ties were to the church. He did agree, though, that Erickson had some issues as an adult child of an alcoholic.
Okay.
So never mind that he himself has admitted to sexually abusing children
and torturing animals.
and torturing animals, and everybody knows it.
I can safely say that if someone came to me and said it's court ordered that I get an assessment because I lured a child into my camper, and by the way, I like to put gophers into electric chairs, there is a 0% chance I am writing a report with my name and credentials on it that says I have no concerns
Yeah.
or reservations
Mhm.
about his safety around
Yeah.
anybody.
He has some other issues, but it's because his dad's an alcoholic.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, people. This sounds like something from Hurley would write, though.
He was allowed to enroll at St. Paul Seminary, to which he had only been provisionally admitted due to the committee's concerns about the allegations. So the admissions committee knows about all of this.
And they can't deny it,
They
which
can't.
I'm sure they try.
Dr. J. McNamara was hired to evaluate Erickson for the second level of evaluation. He concluded, quote, he does not appear to be predatory or exploitative in his overall orientation, and he does not seem to be a high risk for acting in a sexually aggressive or manipulative manner in the future, end quote. And he's not a sexual predator.
Does he not understand how sociopathy works?
No.
And how superficial charm works?
No.
I'm very good at spotting it.
While at St. Paul Seminary, one student complained that he woke up once to find Erickson sharing his bed.
Maybe he should have gone and worked for a hockey team.
Yeah. Get his name crossed off the Stanley Cup.
Uh-huh.
He continued drinking alcohol while in seminary. During a semester...
Was he going and robbing the communion wine?
He might have been. I don't know.
He has
some Our Daily Red.
Our Daily Red.
During a semester in Israel, Erickson reportedly drank every night and was assessed for alcoholism. He told a fellow student, I'm an alcoholic, but I can fool the testers. He promised school officials that he would abstain from alcohol and start attending AA.
If you can fool the testers, they shouldn't be testers.
Mm-hmm. He was ordained a priest in 2000.
Don't like it.
14 faculty members of the seminary voted in favor of his ordination. 1 voted against.
This reminds me of the Idaho case where, like, some of the teachers were like, if this man graduates, he's going to be problematic.
Yep. The nay vote said, quote, I have serious reservations about the strength of his character. I see him as one who deflects responsibility for his actions, loose with his tongue, and somewhat manipulative, end quote.
So the only person from the seminary who can have a clear conscience.
So there's up to this point, there's been one person
who's right,
who's been like, no, he does not belong here.
Well, no, because the seminary board was like, oh, we don't quite know if this is good. Also, like, what is the holdup of just like calling someone's problematic behavior out?
I don't know.
Like, you
I mean,
think,
we know the church has, thousands of years of history of doing this.
because I'm thinking you want to do risk negation, right? You want to prevent it, not have to fix it afterwards.
Yeah. Erickson was assigned to St. Patrick's in Hudson in 2000 after his
I hope,
ordination.
I hope that one person who said no did the I told you so dance
Mhm.
afterwards.
In his frock.
Uh huh.
There at St. Patrick's, he was a controversial figure.
No.
He was described as ultra-conservative and passionate about his opposition to abortion, homosexuality, and masturbation.
Methinks he doth protest too much.
He used to send thought of the day emails to the parish.
Did they ask for that? Or
I'm
did he
sure
just
not.
or did he just send it out?
One of these emails to his parishioners read, quote, even Sunday Mass. So this is like a email blast to the parish members.
He's like, fun fact.
Yeah. Quote, even Sunday Mass is not safe from the immodest dress of some devils. They come to read, give out Holy Communion, etc., looking like an advertisement. Their immodest dress says to all present, I'm easy. Please go home and masturbate to my beautiful body. The sad thing is that some do, end quote. So he's calling out people in the parish for what he believes is immodest dress.
Well, it's women.
Yeah. First of all, yes.
But he's like, you whores.
Mhm. He had a flair for the dramatic as well. Which, looking at him, you can completely...
Was he like, snap, snap, snap?
No. During Mass, he would hold the Eucharist,
What the fuck is
the
that?
big bread. So, the body of Christ, they hold up a big one, and then people get the little ones.
They hold up like a big wafer?
Yes.
Where do you get the big wafers?
From the church store. That's called the Eucharist.
Is it like a loaf of bread? Or is
No,
it like
it's like a big wafer.
I want the big wafers when we
Yeah,
order.
and sometimes they break it up into small,
Oh.
and then the rest of
But
the people
isn't that like unleavened bread or something? It's not like the little rice paper things.
Yeah, it's just like a flat wafer.
Okay.
So during Mass, they hold up, they say the magic words to make it from bread to the body of Christ. That's literally what they do. It's called transubstantiation.
Like our dear readers can't see
Yeah,
my face right now, but I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm like telling the truth. Like they say these words, and then it goes from being bread to being the body of Christ.
So it's witchcraft so that cannibalism can happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
This sounds great.
Yeah, he says a spell, and then it's Jesus.
I mean, at least like you get wine, but
So part of that is that he holds it up above his head.
So like crumbs fall all in your hair.
Well, no, because it's like a flat wafer, but part of Mass is, and I've sat through a lot of Masses because I went to a lot of Catholic funerals.
This whole thing sounds terrible.
I'm going to show you a YouTube video like quickly of Mass when we're done.
Okay.
And you're going to be like, what in the actual fuck is happening?
I'm like, yeah, the person who doesn't believe in God and doesn't have any organized religion, I'm the crazy one.
Yeah, so they hold it up, they say their magic words, and then they continue on. But he would hold it for nearly a minute with tears streaming down his face.
Oh, yeah, he's totally with it.
His cassock, his priestly,
His dress.
billowed and flowed while he walked, hiding the pistol he always wore in his waistband, even during Mass.
Did he think someone was coming for him?
His antics split St. Patrick's into two.
What caliber was it?
He had a bunch of them.
Okay.
The kneelers who kneeled during his raising of the host, the Eucharist is also
What
called
the fuck is a kneeler?
So his let me finish and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. Like, I'm so confused.
His antics split St. Patrick's into two factions. The kneelers, the people who kneeled during his show of raising the host, wowed by his theatrics, and the standers, those who remained standing as they usually did.
Also, the people who didn't give in to the antics and weren't impressed, and the kneelers were like, oh my God.
Yes, that's exactly. And every priest can kind of have some leeway with whether they want people to stand, people to kneel. Standing was customary during this part of Mass at St. Patrick's.
Okay. But he wanted them to kneel to him and give penance or whatever.
Standers either suffered in silence or opted to attend church elsewhere because they're like, this is dumb.
This guy's
He's making this about him.
Mm-hmm. He's wanting attention. He's getting gratification from it.
Yeah. Dan O'Connell was a stander.
So Dan O'Connell did not believe in Ryan Erickson's flamboyancy.
Yeah. But he didn't make waves about it because his funeral home served families on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Father Peter Shlishinsky, I need bow here, Shlishinsky was head pastor at St. Patrick's during Erickson's time there. Father Shlishinsky became ill and was admitted to the hospital. He was not responding to treatment.
Was it because Ryan was poisoning him?
Erickson said that he had become sick because he has an evil demon in him.
Well, obviously it's a demon and not poison, Kyla.
And opined that if Father Shlishinsky died, Erickson would be made pastor of the church. Some of his critics believed he was trying to poison his way to the top. Following Erickson's reassignment, Shlishinsky recovered and later retired in good health. Like, he almost died.
Yeah.
And nobody can prove that he was poisoning him.
Well, I mean, you'd have to know what kind of poison you're looking for.
Yeah, but he was like on his deathbed and then made a miraculous recovery when Erickson was no longer
But also,
there.
like, he could have just like put potassium under, like, inject him under his tongue or something, and like that is part of what's in your body anyway, and they're not going to be able to prove it.
Yep.
Allegedly.
So fast forward to November 2004. Erickson is now at the church in Hurley, and he's being questioned about the allegations of sexual abuse while he was at St. Patrick's 4 years before, whatever it was. Investigators asked if he knew how Dan O'Connell and James Ellison were killed. Erickson replied, quote, I think James was going through a door and out a door, and Dan was behind his desk. I think that's what I mean, if I had to say what took place, I would say James was at the door and Dan was at his desk, end quote.
You're not going to know that from reading a newspaper necessarily.
Despite Erickson claiming that he had learned this information from the news, the investigators knew the details had not been publicly disclosed.
He's like, well, when I was at the strip clubs in Hurley, this is what I heard.
Following his interview, Erickson told a deacon, quote, I done it and they're going to catch me. Do you know what they do to guys in prison, especially priests? End quote.
Wait, so Ryan admitted to
He
someone?
admitted it to a deacon.
Was it during confession?
No.
So the other guy should just turned him in immediately.
The deacon mentioned the remarks to church staff, but did not tell the police.
Oh my God. This is infuriating.
Erickson was again interviewed on December.
I would think that guy should be real nervous that he's about to get poisoned next.
Yeah.
I would like a refill, please. Just a splash. Maybe since there's not sulfates, it won't hurt my head as much.
Probably, yeah. He was interviewed again on December 7th, 2004, so about a month later, a couple weeks later. They confronted him with his remarks regarding the non-public information. He claimed he heard it from a detective who said, no, I'd never told him that.
Like, if you're going to choose it, don't say a detective
like
is the one who...
specific person.
Like someone from the police department who could be like, no, sir,
Yeah.
that did not happen.
So then they're like, no, man. And he's like, oh, no, I was wrong. It was this other guy. And that guy was like, absolutely not. I never told him that.
So for being a sociopath, he's not a very smart sociopath. He can't think 2 or 3 steps ahead and not get caught.
2 days later, the police executed a search warrant for his living quarters.
He had evidence in his room, didn't he?
They seized his computer containing numerous images of child sexual abuse material and gay pornography.
Shocker.
He had these in a folder titled, and I'm going to read you like the folder path. My pictures /folder /holy mass prayers /mass prayers /new folder.
Okay. They will never think to look here.
They were going to look there. Ryan Erickson hanged himself.
Was it right on the desktop too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like, so I know you have a Mac, but
Like on a PC.
Yeah,
like
you
in the
have like
folder.
my pictures is like a standard folder.
Yeah.
So in there, and then like
Yeah.
it took like 4 steps to get there.
And it wasn't password protected,
No.
I'm sure.
Nope. Ryan Erickson hanged himself in the hallway of St. Mary's in Hurley on December 19th, 2004.
Like in the main hallway, so when you walk in, all the parishioners can see.
Yeah, I think it was like in the hallway of the rectory where he lived.
So he took the coward's way out.
Mhm. In his suicide note, he denied committing the murders. About a month after the suicide, the deacon to whom Erickson confessed finally decided it was time to write to the police about the admission he'd heard.
So the deacon in Hurley was
Mhm.
like, oh, maybe I should mention that this is tied to the
Yeah.
murder of a beloved community person.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe I should. A guy who was at the church in the town where the murder was committed,
Hung himself.
then moved here and told me he did it, and then hanged himself. Yeah, maybe I should mention that to somebody. On October 3rd, 2005, at the request of the family of Dan O'Connell, a John Doe hearing was held. In Wisconsin,
I don't know what that is.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
John Doe proceedings are rarely used, but they're tools to determine if a crime has been committed and if so, by whom.
Okay.
Because Erickson was dead, he could not be tried in standard proceedings. So basically, what they're doing is they're trying to get the court to say,
Like
so
we can't charge him
we
with
can't
it 'cause
charge
he's
him,
dead,
but we're trying to determine,
if he had a role.
yes, kind of outside. It's not outside the judicial system, but it's
Yeah.
outside the regular court system.
Okay.
And there's only a couple states that have that. 15 witnesses. I guess it's more of a formality.
Well, they're trying to get answers.
Yeah. 15 witnesses and a great deal of evidence was presented, but because Erickson was dead, no jury was involved. So it's pretty much like a bench trial. At least 2 witnesses. Oh, go ahead.
Could we force Brittany to do this in here for
I don't-
something?
I don't think Michigan does John Doe hearings.
Oh, that's so
I
disappointing.
know. At least 2 witnesses saw someone fitting Erickson's description and with a similar vehicle leaving the funeral home at the time of the murders. Also, why didn't they fucking tell anybody?
People are dumb.
Additionally, a witness testified that the morning of the murders, she spoke to Dan O'Connell after running into him at the local Walmart. He asked her if she had ever seen Erickson inappropriately touch a child, and she said she had not. O'Connell told the woman he was meeting with Erickson later that day. In the John Doe proceedings, the woman stated that she didn't think the information was relevant, as she never thought a priest could be a murderer.
I mean, a priest can be a goddamn pedophile. Why couldn't he be a murderer?
So she never thought, until she was called to testify in this hearing, that, hey, the guy who got killed the same day, I saw him like 3 hours before, and he was meeting with the priest later that day.
Why are people so dumb?
I don't know.
Is it because they're in Hurley, or is it like a universal thing?
It's universal. During the hearing, a teenage boy testified that he spent many weekends with Erickson at the rectory between 2000 and 2002.
I don't like that.
He said Erickson had provided him with more than 1,200 cans of beer and 1,200 shots of alcohol in those 2 years.
Jesus.
He stated he could remember about 10 sexual incidents with Erickson, but was frequently so drunk that he could not recall what had happened the previous night after he woke up. The judge said, quote, I find and conclude that Ryan Erickson probably committed these crimes in question. On a scale of 1 to 10, as far as strength of evidence, I would consider this a 10. It's a very strong case for circumstantial evidence, end quote.
But why did he shoot Dan?
Hold on.
I'm so like, why? Poor Dan is just minding his business.
I'm literally going to tell you in my next sentence.
True to form. Okay.
Investigators believe Erickson had an argument with Dan O'Connell on February 4th, 2002, the day before the murders, and O'Connell threatened to expose Erickson for child sex abuse. Ellison was collateral damage.
Oh, poor student.
Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, including additional allegations of sexual abuse and his own suicide note confessions, Several of Ryan Erickson's faithful followers from St. Patrick's Church maintain his innocence, and some also do not believe he committed suicide. They believe it was someone killed him and then faked his suicide.
No, they didn't. He was a pussy who couldn't face
Mhm.
up to the consequences of his own actions.
Additionally, although the church knew of Erickson's admitted sexual abuse and questionable behavior during his time at seminary, he was never listed as an accused priest in their sexual abuse audit.
I want to know why no one followed through. Like, why did you let this man become a priest? This all could have been prevented. You should be criminally liable for this.
Because the incidents of abuse did not occur when he was a priest. They were prior to his ordination.
Yeah, and they could have prevented all of this from happening.
So they said, "Oh, we never had to list him as a priest abuser
So they're
because
splitting hairs.
he wasn't technically a priest when it happened." Ryan Erickson was one of the concelebrants at Dan O'Connell's funeral mass.
I don't know what that is, but he shouldn't have been there.
He was one of the priests at Dan's funeral.
Oh, he was one of the priests being very dramatic, I'm
Mhm.
sure.
And I'm just going to show you this little guy right here. You want to read that aloud? I'm handing Nicole a plaque.
Program of Mortuary Science. Ah! Oh, God, I thought this was going to be the Ryan Erickson.
No, why would I know?
So Kyla had the Ryan Erickson Memorial
did not.
Scholarship. No, she had the James Ellison Memorial Scholarship. Kyla Labine, May 14th, 2010.
And I did not know. I mean, all I knew was
Mhm.
that, he was a student who died.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I Googled that I was like, oh my God. But his parents, set up this scholarship for him in his memory because he was never able to finish school.
So what I'm hearing from this whole story is I can add animal torture, pedophilia
Oh my God.
to the list of things that you love.
Yeah, I guess.
And
I mean,
Catholic priests.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is as bad as it's
Nicole,
gross.
he built an electric chair to burn a gopher.
Poor gopher.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. There was a lot more.
Yeah.
I could have did probably 3 hours on him. All the shit he did.
Has the church ever had to answer for allowing him access to all these vulnerable people?
In fact, Dan O'Connell's widow, the church never contacted her to offer their condolences, even after Ryan Erickson was accused. The only person from the church who ever contacted Dan O'Connell's wife after he was murdered was Ryan Erickson.
That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she's not Catholic anymore.
I don't know.
I mean, she's probably dead now.
Well, no. I mean, she's I don't know, 50 or something. She's a little older than that. She might be 55.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan is a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church.
Yeah. All of this could have been 1000% prevented. And everybody who had a chance to say no just didn't. As we see constantly.
Well, when you work within systems and the system doesn't want you to point out the fallacies and the problems, and the people who point out the problems get in trouble, people stop pointing out the problems.
Yeah. And this was, I want to say it was around 2002 that the sex abuse scandal in the church really started rolling. I think it was in Boston where it kind of really started. I think that was right around the time that this was all happening. But of course, being a tiny town in Wisconsin,
they weren't high on the list of things that were being publicized. But the newspaper should have been like, hey, this was preventable.
Yeah, and he, like every other priest who is a sex abuser, got moved around.
That's why I'm always suspicious if someone keeps hopping from parish to parish. Is that what they are? Parishes?
Yes.
Why do you keep moving?
And people in the church were like, oh, he had his very faithful followers who were like, oh, the church doesn't like him because he tells it like it is. And, never mind that he's diddling kids.
Yep. And I'm assuming you don't just stop torturing animals or shit like that. You're doing other terrible things.
He was also a racist, which...
Of course he was.
There was a whole thing.
Was he a eugenicist?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, probably yes.
I'm gonna look it up.
But there was a whole thing. I read this whole long report done by an independent, and I don't know how good, legit this person was, but there was a whole thing like on his laptop. They found like rap lyrics that he wrote about.
Oh my! He wrote rap lyrics
about like wanting to kill black people and things like that. Yeah, it was bad. He's a piece of shit, and
he's awful.
Yeah, he's really, really bad. And he took out, he killed 2 very well-liked people who never, they're good guys.
I can't find anything here. I'm going to chat GPT it.
Well, if he's a racist, I mean, that's kind of how it goes.
My chat GPT knows what I'm looking for.
But that's the story of Dan O'Connell, James Ellison, and of course my adjacent connection to James Ellison.
ChatGPT could not find any reliable sources linking him to eugenic beliefs.
Wow.
So you're free this time. But no, he's gross.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you the crown because he tortured animals and diddled kids.
Yep. I mean, I know you're going to snag it right back anyways, but it'll be nice to have it for at least 1 week.
I mean, I still have to watch the documentary for the really good one because it's all in German. But I have a really good one in the hopper.
Yeah, and this, like I said, this murder, which is, I think why ChatGPT couldn't find much about it. There's really not much about it other than some local newspaper articles. There's a brief Wikipedia article and like a report that some foundation or something did on him, which was kind of what I used for most of it. That really did a deep dive into, they pulled police reports about his alleged sex abuse and all that stuff. But this isn't something you're going to see on Forensic Files.
No. Also, he didn't cannibalize anyone, is what I was thinking was going to happen.
I mean, maybe he did, and we just don't know about it.
That's true. Maybe there's a reason they didn't find all his victims.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a piece of shit. Gross.
Boo to Catholic priests.
Yeah. Boo to Ryan Erickson. Goes on the wall of shame. For sure.
We can put him up there next. There's got to be a worse picture of him than that.
I'm sure there is.
Like, I want to find, like, his mugshot and put it up there.
He was never arrested.
Oh, God, there's no mugshot?
No.
Boo.
No, they never did more than interview him. And his multiple psychiatric and psychological evaluations that the church did, which did a whole lot of good, as you could see.
But that's also why the organization who's trying to prove if someone's safe to be doing something shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
You need to have.
It's the fox in the hen house.
You have to have someone who doesn't have any skin in the game making that assessment. And no, I personally, as a professional, always err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
If I think you might be a risk, I'm going to say that there's a chance you're going to be a risk.
Yeah, and so he had his entrance evaluation, and he had the one after the allegations came out about the boy at the campground. So at least twice, they're like, nothing to see here.
But that happens so often. Yeah. People, if they say what the people paying them to do the assessment thinks that they want them to say.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Maybe this is why no one pays me to do independent psychological evaluations.
Because nobody wants to know the truth.
I'll be like, oh, you want to know?
Everyone has an agenda.
Let me tell you some things you all need to know.
That's Homicide in Hudson.
Well, I'm going to give you your crown temporarily.
Thank you.
To the
Even if it's for pity.
To the next pour and the next plot twist.